In the past few years, the United Arab Emirates has been seeking to increase its influence on Lebanese politics and society. Decades ago, the Emiratis launched their Lebanon Project by running charities. Today, they're pulling the strings at the highest sociopolitical levels in the country.
حادث مؤلم جدا لجميع السعوديين.
In late June, Arabic Post wrote that the UAE security apparatus has been playing a leading role in stirring up recent violence and riots in Lebanon. Quoting from the Lebanese Interior Minister Mohammed Fahmy through an unnamed source, the news outlet continued, "Friendly countries are generous to us, but to be honest, they're suffocating us." Fahmy didn't explicitly mention the country he accused of fomenting sedition, but private sources confirmed to Arabic Post that the accusations were all leveled against Abu Dhabi.
Lebanon is historically a very important location of the world. It's the midpoint region between the East and the West. It has a lot of resources. And plus, it is a very key player on the political, geographical level. So any country actually will want to consider having a part in Lebanon, especially if that country is also playing on a large scale with other countries. So I guess that they will consider that Lebanon is a court where they can score different goals over each other.
Meanwhile, sources close to the Hezbollah resistance movement say that they have evidence that proves the Emiratis' involvement in the Beirut events and reveals their support of anti-Hezbollah groups.
Abu Dhabi doesn't actually care a lot for politics. The more it cares for economy, and the more it cares for technological advancement, and the more it cares for its own good. And she knows that all of those things are related for saying no to this key component in Lebanon. So that's why they're very clear with themselves. They know what they're doing. So apparently saying yes to Hezbollah means they're going to lose a lot on the international level. So why should they do that?
Competing with Saudi Arabia and other Persian Gulf countries, the UAE has been seeking to expand its presence in Lebanon, first under the cover of charitable activities after the end of the civil war in 1990. Then they supported the former Lebanese Prime Minister Rafiq Hariri, funded various Islamic societies, mosques, Muslim clerics, and founded medical clinics and schools.
Well, as an activist in human development, and I really love to work in workshops and human development and skills, they're doing a great job. Emirates, they're doing a great job concerning all of those activities. I would just advise them if they would just, not use them for covering other political acts, because they are able to be in Lebanon and do a lot of acts, and we're able to exchange a lot of things with them on the cultural level if they don't have hidden agendas.
Moreover, following the widespread protests in the Arab world in 2011, Abu Dhabi made its decision to stop its financial support of Islamic societies for their close association with the Muslim Brotherhood and other political Islamic currents. According to Watan Serb, the UAE ambassador frequently visited the Grand Mufti of Lebanon and asked him to remove from their positions the clerics and judges affiliated with the Muslim Brotherhood and those sympathetic to Arab revolutions, and not to allow them to run for positions in the Supreme Islamic Council or other administrative positions. Moreover, sources from Islamic Group say that a group of Emirati officers have been pressuring the Lebanese authorities to dissolve the group and close their institutions.
Well, actually, because the Muslim Brotherhood and the other parties, they have this ideological way of dealing with things. And I told you, Dubai and Abu Dhabi, and it's like, it's sometimes they call themselves like the jewel of the West in the East. So they adopted the Western methodologies, they adopted the Western way with all its bad and good aspects. I'm not saying everything is bad, but they adopted everything and they went into this way of living and this lifestyle. So, and this is completely against what some Islamic groups, such as the Muslim Brotherhood, calls for or deal with. There's a huge ideological difference. There's a huge ideological gap between Muslim Brotherhood and such groups and what the leaders at Dubai actually call for, what they aspire for, what they want. So it's very normal to see them not on the same page, and they don't agree on the same terms.
Meanwhile, the current UAE ambassador, Hamad al-Shamsi, has opened extensive communication channels with Lebanese Christian personalities in several regions and provided unlimited support to Beirut Governor Ziad Shabi to help him with his projects, such as the renovation of churches and other Christian facilities in Beirut. The Emiratis have also worked hard to hire Lebanese media outlets to their own benefit by having them promote the role of the UAE in the country. News outlets such as Nida al-Watan are now clearly at the UAE's service in its competition with even the Saudi Kingdom and its adversity with Turkey, which is experiencing a growing popularity in the Western Asian country. By some credible sources, it was Abu Dhabi that foiled in 2017 the Saudi coup attempt against former Prime Minister Saad al-Hariri when the Saudis detained him in Riyadh and forced him to resign. Watan News website has recently revealed the UAE Crown Prince Mohammed bin Zayed refused his country's participation in the coup plan against Hariri and informed Saudi Crown Prince Mohammed bin Salman of this. A few days after Hariri's mysterious resignation, bin Zayed received Hariri in his palace. The move can be interpreted as a bid to undermine Saudi influence in Lebanon, which is now at a low ebb.
At that incident, Saudi Arabia was practicing a huge, vivid form of authority over the first political Sunni position in the Lebanese government, which is the prime minister. So Dubai would be crazy if she went with Saudi Arabia at that point. Dubai will never actually give such open space for Saudi Arabia to play in Lebanon. We said that there's this huge challenge between all the power figures of the world, or power countries of the world. So it would be normal for Dubai to say no to that action. That doesn't mean that caring for Lebanon or the prime minister at that time. It means that this is simply against Dubai's best interests in the region.
In 2018, Saad al-Hariri, who was the leader of the Future movement, promised the Islamic group that they could be part of his alliance in the upcoming parliamentary elections. However, shortly after, Hariri backtracked on his promise and cut off his relations with them. Sources close to the Islamic group say Hariri made the decision under pressure from Abu Dhabi, that's at loggerheads with the group. After the resignation of Saad al-Hariri in January this year, now there are rumors that the Emiratis are helping his brother rise and return to the country's political arena just to make sure that they will maintain the equilibrium in Lebanon.
الحادث حدث مؤلم جدا لجميع السعوديين.